game, make a game, what's a game, what's a name? I'm a Kamen Rider.
What's up, everybody? It's the Quarter Guy, the unofficial YouTuber of the Milwaukee Brewers. Joke. But, I'm sorry I haven't been more consistent with these, but, you know how things get. No point in making a video just for the sake of making a video. Although part of me wants to do a dramatic reading of some of the Haribo Sugarless Gummy Bear reviews, but to the point! This year, and in fact this month, marks the 15th anniversary of the Monster Hunter series. What was originally niche in the US and big in Japan has become a worldwide hit, and it's celebrating its 15th anniversary this year. And Capcom recently released a key art for the anniversary event, and I just had to put it in the thumbnail for my new countdown, so that's what's gonna be. So, anyways, I figured today would be a good time to talk about my experiences with the series. For me, it actually started with the third generation, Monster Hunter Tri on the Wii, while I was still living in the Santa Clarita Valley in California, while I was still working for Way Forward, and I fell in love with it almost immediately. The combat, the satisfaction of the combat, the amazing monsters that were in the game, and it was honestly, I felt, one of the Wii's better online experiences. I don't even think it used the official Nintendo Wi-Fi connection, which is honestly impressive. I just had such a thrill fighting all those monsters, gathering all those parts, building those awesome weapons. I was a Sword and Shield main all the way through, and that continued on to Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate when it was released on the 3DS and Wii U. I played the Wii U version, but it was definitely a better experience on the Wii U, not only because of the new monsters that were included, like the Brachydios and the Dire Morales, but also because you were able to connect with friends much more easily on the Wii U with its interface. In fact, I was able to play with a lot of my online friends, including Snake, including Regnilla, with whom I was able to defeat the Dire Morales, and I think he still has the footage of of our hunt on that one, from his end anyway. But it was a lot of fun. Then came Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, which introduced all those those two new weapons, both of which I loved using. And and that was also the game that introduced the ledges and jumping mechanic and mounting monsters, which I felt was a huge step up from the underwater combat, which, looking back, still kind of felt a bit sluggish. I mentioned that when I did my least favorite Monster and Monsters collab with Regnilla, which was, by the way, the only video I made from last year that broke 100,000 views. Thanks for nothing, YouTube algorithm. Meh. But Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate did a lot for the series with its new emphasis on verticality, and not only did it do a lot for the combat, but it did a lot for the environments themselves. It really felt special, you know? Felt like it was the next step up. I also liked how it handled the narrative, well, what little there was of it anyway, but the cutscenes were a lot better in 4 Ultimate. It's like, and the transitions between the cutscenes and the actual game definitely felt great for the monster introductions. It also introduced some of my favorite monsters in the series. You'll see a couple of them in my list. Then came Monster Hunter Generations, which was honestly, which I felt like was it was like Monster Hunter All-Stars. It's like, you see a lot of monsters from there that were from previous games that weren't in 3 and 4 Ultimate, but I also like the concept of the Fated 4. Granted, I need to get back to Generations because I've been so busy with the, in terms of Monster Hunter, with the game that followed it. You all know what it is, Monster Hunter World. That game is awesome. It's like the whole open hunting world environments, all the new monsters, and the functionality of the weapons that got better. Also, the narrative was also great in this one. And you'll see monsters from World in my new content as well. Which brings us to the upcoming expansion for World. Monster Hunter World Iceborne. Now from the title alone, we can already discern that there's probably going to be more ice monsters in that one, which is definitely a good thing because the Legiana was the only ice monster in World, the base game anyway. But I also hope we get to see like more weapons and more returning monsters, because most of the monsters in Monster Hunter World were new, but it would be nice to see like some familiar faces. I mean, we've already got a hint that the Nargacuga will be returning, and that's a fan favorite. But there has also been speculation that the famous Elder Dragon, the Fatalis, will be returning, so that would be something to look forward to. I haven't really had a lot of time to think about what other gameplay additions will be added to Iceborne, but that's something to be thinking about as it gets time towards the release. So, quick updates. For those of you who don't know, I've been playing quite a bit of Tetris 99 lately, and I challenged HMK to the Maximus Cup that weekend, but well, I was never able to get in touch with them to. I haven't yet been able to finalize the terms of our challenge with him. So, as soon as we can work out the details, we'll have a confirmed date for it. So, it'll probably be a simul stream between my Twitch channel and his. So, that'll be a lot of fun to look forward to, especially since I intend to do it for charity. My plan is that any donations taken between my channel and his during the simul stream will go to the winner's charity. My charity is going to be the Autism Society of Southeastern Wisconsin. Being that I am autistic myself, I feel that's a worthy cause to donate to. So, other updates. I am currently in the editing stages for my top 10 favorite Monster Hunter monsters. Expect that to be coming soon. And after that, I'll be doing a review and retrospective of Ninja Baseball Batman, the game that's become a cult classic, mostly thanks to its exposure by the Angry Video Game Nerd. I never even heard of it until I saw his video on that. Again, I'd love to play that game on the Jumbotron in Miller Park, but what are the chances of that happening? And for my question of the week, what's your favorite monster from Monster Hunter? As always, leave your answers in the comments. Favorite comments will be featured in the next episode. Here are last episode's winners. And with that, time for the fourth wall mailbag. As always, look for the community post and send me your questions there, and I'll answer my favorites in the next episode. First question comes from Blizzard for Online, who asks, do you wish you had your own arcade machine? Man, that would be nice. Being able to play all those classics right there on your own machine without having to worry about inserting quarters or anything like that. And you see a lot of these multiple cabinets in one. Well, some of them anyway, and hey, the arcade up in Menominee Falls even has one like that. The thing with that is, I live in an apartment, and it'd be kind of hard to find a place for an arcade machine in an apartment, so that would be my biggest concern. Also, hopefully I'd keep it quiet enough to not make too much noise. You know how regulations get with noise in apartments. But it would be nice to have one of those. Next question comes from Mr. Sensational, who asks, if you could think of any old Capcom game that could use a new game, what games would you pick? I've got two that come to mind. The first one being Beautiful Joe, as I think I might have mentioned before. I love the action, I love the use of VFX, I love the game's humor, the characters were likable, and the second game had us on a bit of a cliffhanger. They were teasing a third game in this series to wrap up the trilogy, but never happened. We had a couple spin-offs after that, but after that, nothing. And it's a real shame because I really loved the first two games, and I really enjoyed Double Trouble as well. So, hopefully we'll see a new Beautiful Joe game someday. Another Capcom series I'd like to see return is Rival Schools. I mean, it's a quirky classic fighting game that actually got a sequel, and Itsuno-san would love to make a third one. I mean, he got his wish with getting a new Devil May Cry, so who knows, we might get one from there. If we're lucky. And that's all that comes to mind. Next question comes from Cutie Netgear, who asks, what's your favorite music track in Mega Man ZX? If you're talking about both of the ZX games, I'd have to say Target Chaser from ZX Advent. That's the one on the second stage in the game, regardless of which story you're playing, because that's the train stage, so I just love the fast beat and the action-driven melody. It's a really catchy beat, and it's a really catchy song. That's why I like it so much. One of the few tracks I can remember offhand. Last question this week comes from Red Tommy, who asks, would you be happy or concerned if they added Paracelsia to BB Tag? I'd be friggin' scared.